But we begin with Chief White House correspondent John Roberts from the North Lawn, where the standoff between House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the president over the border wall seems to have worsened, while the tensions with China seem to be getting better. Good evening, John.
Brett, good evening to you. The White House firmly believes that there are some Democrats in Congress who want to give President Trump at least some of what he is looking for a border wall. The problem for the White House is House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is not one of them. As the Homeland Security Conference Committee began its second day of negotiations over a border wall, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi appeared to take the word negotiation off the table.
There's not going to be any wall money in the legislation.
In the Oval Office today, President Trump pointed to the latest Honduran caravan, now in Mexico City, as another urgent reason to block the flow of illegal migrants across the border.
If there's no wall, it doesn't work. You can forget it. Our country is going to be a very unsafe place. If you go to Tijuana and you take down that wall, you will have so many people coming into our country that Nancy Pelosi will be begging for a wall.
While early indications are the conference committee may fail in trying to reach a compromise all sides can live with, President Trump stood by the shutdown that led to the committee coming together.
We've set the table for where we are now. If I didn't do the shutdown, people wouldn't know, they wouldn't understand the subject. Now they understand the subject. They realize what a humanitarian crisis it is. It's called, like in deal making, setting the table, or, setting the stage.
With the president and Pelosi sparring over the border wall, the speaker threw another punch today, taking aim at the president's tweet storm, ripping his intelligence chiefs.
The president just doesn't seem to have the attention span or the desire to hear what the intelligence community has been telling him.
President Trump labeled his intelligence people extremely passive and naive after they played down the threats from Iran in congressional testimony. The president suggesting perhaps intelligence should go back to school.
They said that they were totally misquoted and they were totally, it was taken out of context. They said it was fake news.
Mr. President, I don't think you can hear me.
The president also put a coda on 2 days of trade talks between the U.S. and China, meeting in the Oval Office this afternoon with Xi Jinping's number 2, the Vice Premier Liu He.
And it will be the biggest trade deal by far, but it'll also be the biggest deal ever made. The two largest countries.
On the table in the discussions, the trade imbalance between the U.S. and China, China's theft of intellectual property, forced technology transfer, and ownership rules. Talk out of Beijing today indicated that China may be willing to take steps it never has before. The vice premier carrying a letter to the president from Xi Jinping saying he hopes that the two countries will act in a spirit of mutual respect and meet each other halfway. But U.S. officials say words only go so far. What's crucial is follow-up.
Well, I think we're going to have strong enforcement language both ways. They want enforcement, too.
U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer characterized today's talks as intense. The president's chief economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, said they may set a course for a final agreement. And President Trump said that final agreement may come down to he and President Xi Jinping of China hammering things out. Meantime, the Chinese are looking to see whether or not they could schedule a Trump-Xi summit off of the back of the president's upcoming meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. A lot of moving parts, Brett.
A lot. Big developments today. John, as always, thank you.